Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Solomon. Today we're going to use this wonderful coral sunset peony to do one of our signature sculptural designs. And everybody loves this peony because it's got this wonderful coloration, and every day it changes into different color. Say for example, when you first buy them, they are like a bubblegummy pink, and then afterwards it will turn into like a salmony kind of orange, and then afterwards it will turn into like an orangey beige color, and then eventually it will become entirely vanilla in color. So it's almost like a sunset, and hence the name. But one problem with this flower is that you cannot control the speed that it blooms. So a lot of the time when you're ready to do your arrangement, the flowers already bloomed over. And by blooming over, I'm talking about the petals will be turning backwards, and the hearts and all the stamens of the flowers will be showing, so that it looks like it's been finished already, so the look isn't too good. Lots of people just don't like the way that it looks when it's bloomed over. So I thought of a way to prevent it from blooming over, and today we're going to do a small experiment to see whether it works. To begin with, we are going to select some of the blooms that are about to bloom, something like this. Something like this. This is about to bloom, but once the process starts, it's very difficult to reverse it because all the petals will be flipping backwards, and they will have that bloom over look, which not everybody likes. So you find a container that is similar diameter to the base of the bloom, and then you put a wire around it, and then create a circle, and then twist. And then you get a almost invisible wire circle like that. And then you just put it on from the bottom up. And then you put the wire around the stem. You need to bend the wire towards the center of the stem so that the flower is being supported by the wireframe. I think that's all you need to do to prevent the flowers, the outer layers of the flowers from blooming over, and the flower will look a lot nicer. I've tried several times, and I think probably this is the best way because I've tried paper. I use a paper cup and do a corner, but it doesn't look too good because when the flower is blooming, you can still see the paper collar. So that looks a bit artificial. So here, I'm just using a thin wire ring so that when it blooms open, it will disguise the wire. So I've done a few here. Let me do a few more, and then we'll start to arrange the flowers. I've done this, and it's already holding the flowers together quite tightly. So without it, it will automatically bloom a lot bigger. And so depending on the size that you want to contain, you can adjust the wiring accordingly. I think it's working fine as it is, because otherwise it will just completely bloom over. Let me just do a few more. Now, as you can see, I've done about 10 of them here. We'll have to see whether it works. I think probably it will work because this one is opening, and then I'm just putting the wire here to stop it from blooming over. If I didn't, and it will automatically just becomes like that. So I think you can slightly reverse the process by putting the wire on it, but not too tight so as to maintain a more natural look. I've soaked a big piece of floral foam and put it into this glass ruffled vase because I think that it goes very well with the peonies, and then I'll start arranging. The good thing about putting it vertically and exposing so much on the top is that you can arrange the flowers horizontally so that it's facing you directly. And with such a big piece and with the vase like that, I can put the peonies in any angles that I want. but I would like to make it slightly more flowing and slightly more sculptural. It's almost like a valley shape. The trick to this type of design is that you would want to have variation and differentiation between length as well as angle and the openness of the flower. Some of them you can just let it open, some of them you can put the wiring onto it so that it can restrain the openness of the flower. It's a very mixed reaction when people talk about peonies. Some of them love them, and other people just think that they're way too blousy. But I don't mind. I think they are beautiful as long as they are healthy and then they bloom really nicely. As you can see, this one is really starting to open really wide, so I can put the wire support the collar here so that it keeps this shape rather than blooming, flipping over. Right, towards the end, I'll put another one that is slightly higher but towards the top. Needs to be of a different length. Finally, this one we will put slightly downwards. Just remember to keep the vase filled with water because the floral foam is raised above the edge of the vase and it might have some chance of drying out if you're not topped up with water. So there you are. I think this is one quite nice arrangement with peony coral sunset. I hope you like it, and I hope you'll find the technique about using the wiring to constrain the flower from blooming over useful. Show us your work if you have tried it out using the same material and same technique to see whether it works for you. Hope you enjoy as much as I've done. Thank you very much. Till next time. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, as well as Rednote. 大家好，歡迎嚟到我嘅頻道，我係 Dr.S SOLOMON。呢個頻道同大家分享所有關於花嘅知識、插花嘅藝術同埋所有美好嘅事物㗎。記得 subscribe、like 同埋留言同埋撳埋呢個鐘仔咧，你就唔會錯過我哋每一次嘅 update 啦。